A little too much duck face.
Why should I do a kiss for Valentine's? Oh, should I do a belly shot? Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing a Valentine's Day look as well as talking about my pregnancy so far. For the Valentine's Day look, I'm going to be using the Christmas Kylie makeup because it's very Valentine's Day like vibes, even though it's for Christmas. I got it for Christmas. My husband got it for me. He bought me everything, by the way, which was really awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do just a little bit of contour and highlight on my face, and then I'll get started on my eyes. Right now I'm 18 weeks, so the baby is the size of a bell pepper. I'm actually 18 weeks and six days, so I'm about to be 19 weeks. I'll be 19 weeks on Saturday, and my baby will be the size of a tomato, a heirloom tomato. So I definitely feel like I'm a lot bigger this pregnancy than my last pregnancy, but I know it's like a lot of people say you show a lot sooner your second time around. So I definitely feel like that's like a big thing. And also I felt the baby very, very soon. This time around, I felt the baby almost like immediately, and I was like, I don't know if this is right or if I'm tripping, because sometimes you do get like the phantom feelings like right after you've had your baby and you're like, wait, what's going on? But that's just because I feel like that's because you already know what the feeling feels like for your baby to move around in you. And so when people say like, oh, it's like when you have gas or something like that, I didn't really understand that because I didn't really know what that feeling was, but then I realized it after having Ruben. So it's just been interesting being able to like recognize all those signs and see that like, oh, okay, like my baby's moving, like I can feel my baby moving, and I'm feeling the whole ligament stretching thing like no other this pregnancy. With Ruben, I never felt that at all. So basically, you could be like stretching a ligament one way, and then you turn and it completely stretches the other way, but you don't even know you're stretching the first time to begin with, but you feel it the second time. Like it's a hard shift in you. But I never felt that with Ruben. I'm pretty sure I never felt that. This pregnancy though, I am feeling it. I'll be holding Ruben, or I'll just be doing something, or I'll turn and I'm like, oh fuck, you know, it's like a jolt inside me. But that hasn't been too bad. It's just like very different to like experience this time around. What I can say this time around, I definitely feel my morning sickness is like at an all-time high this pregnancy versus the last one. The last one I did have morning sickness my whole pregnancy, but it was literally just morning sickness. Sometimes I had it in the afternoon, but not very often. And I could usually keep water down or food down, but I would just have to, it's really gross, but I would, every time I brushed my teeth, I'd literally have to throw up in the morning. So I would just throw up, and it wasn't anything I was throwing up. Like I didn't have anything in my system yet. So I just was always very nauseous in the morning. So I always would be very nauseous and throw up in the morning with Ruben. But with this pregnancy, if I have one day that I'm throwing up, then I'm literally throwing up either till 6 p.m. and I can't keep water or food down, or the whole day. So for this pregnancy, I had to, well, I didn't have to, but I feel like my midwife was very helpful this pregnancy because they just didn't give me many options. And I'm also a person that doesn't really like to take any kind of medicine when I'm sick or anything at all. Like I just personally don't like to do that. I just would rather fight it off and just, you know, I'll be fine or whatever. This pregnancy, my midwife was like, well, what are you doing for your nausea? And I just told her, oh, nothing, I'm just sticking it through, and she's like, you don't have to do that. Let's help you out. And I'd also told her I was having issues sleeping this pregnancy. Like very soon on, I was having issues sleeping. And with Ruben, I didn't have issues sleeping until like the last 2 weeks were like the hell week, which everybody goes through. Your last couple weeks, you can't sleep no matter what position you are in, no matter what. Your sleep is terrible, which is crazy because that's when you need the most sleep because you're preparing for the baby to come. But I couldn't really sleep, and so she prescribed me vitamin B12 pills. I take 3 times a day. Basically, you can take after lunch, after dinner, or after breakfast, after lunch, after dinner. And then also sleeping pills that help with nausea. And the sleeping pills are like helping so much because every time I have the sleeping pills, I feel very well rested the next day, and it's really helped a lot. I've been off on taking my vitamins and taking my sleeping pills, and it's really messed me up. And on those days that I've been off, the day before, because you need to keep up with it in order for it to work. You can't just, oh, I'm feeling nauseous, so I'm gonna take it now. Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to keep up with it ahead of time. Those days that I've fucked up and not kept up with it ahead of time, the next day I'm throwing up literally for 24 hours, the whole day. Basically, on the days that I haven't kept up, the days after that I haven't kept up with my sleeping pills or my vitamin B pills, like, that day's horrible. I feel like I can't do anything. Like, I have no energy. It's literally so bad. I know the old wives' tale is like, if it's a girl, you're nauseous. Even though with Ruben, I had morning sickness all the time. I think I'm just gonna be one of those women that literally is nauseous every pregnancy. My husband, his grandma, she had 7 kids, his dad's mom, and she had morning sickness with all 7 kids, and she had a mixture of boys and girls. So I really feel like that's literally my future. Just because, I don't know, I just have that feeling that I'm just gonna be like this every pregnancy. We'll see though, because we're having our gender reveal at the end of this month. We'll be having it, so we'll see if we're having a boy or a girl, and we'll see if maybe the morning sickness is caused by a boy or maybe it's caused by a girl. I don't know. I go to these pregnancy classes, and one of the girls there, she said with all her girls she had no morning sickness, and with her boys she had morning sickness. So I don't know. We'll see. I really don't know how it's gonna be. I mean, I don't know what the gender is. I'm excited to find out. I'm nervous about it, but basically my morning sickness has been horrible. It hasn't even been morning sickness. I would say it's literally all day sickness, and I've been going through it. But because I've been on top of taking my pills and everything that I need to take, I've been feeling a lot better, and I've tried literally everything. Nothing helps, like food wise. Honestly, the only thing that helps me, Subway, which I loved Subway in my last pregnancy too. A lot of things I loved in my last pregnancy I love now, except there's certain things I don't really care for now that I cared for, I feel like, in my last pregnancy. I definitely think I was more of a sweets my last pregnancy compared to this pregnancy. This pregnancy, I feel like I'm more of like a salty kind of person, and I have to have the meatball sub, and I get the sriracha sauce, and then I get the sriracha sauce on the side, because during my pregnancy, well, with my last pregnancy and this pregnancy, I love spicy food, like love. And one weird thing is that I really love to watch people eat spicy food, which is like so crazy. I don't even know why, but when I was pregnant with Ruben, like, I loved watching people eat spicy food, and this time around I am the same exact way. I freaking love it. With my last pregnancy, towards the end, I ate the spicy noodles. I ate the regular spicy, and I ate the ×2, because I was watching all the videos on YouTube, and I'm like, these are not that hot. Like, I know they're not that hot. And the spicy noodles are not that hot. They're like not hot at all. They taste really good. The ×2 are pretty spicy, but they're also like manageable. I thought it was fine, and I literally, like, you're not supposed to have that much juice in it, but I put a little bit of juice and I drank the juice afterwards and everything. But with my last pregnancy, I always got heartburn, and it wasn't from the spicy food, honestly. Like, anything I ate, if I ate fruit, if I ate literally anything I ate, I got heartburn with on my last pregnancy. In this pregnancy, I've barely had heartburn, maybe like a handful of times, which is like amazing, because with Ruben, heartburn every day, like every day, every second, every minute. There wasn't a time that I feel like I didn't have heartburn. So that was really hard for me, honestly, but I got used to it, so it wasn't like a big deal. Right now I'm using Reindeer Dreams. I really didn't mind having heartburn every day, which some people really do mind because it's tough. But this pregnancy, I don't really have heartburn, but oh my gosh, this time around I have bad back pain, like all the time. I feel like I'm always having back pain. I learned like some stretches for it. I have like these appointments, but they're set up with like a bunch of women that are, it's about 8 other women that are pregnant and due around the same time as me. So we talk about like all our struggles we're going through and like different things that we're dealing with in our pregnancy, which is really nice to be able to talk to like a group of women. And we all have the same midwife there, and we get to have our one-on-one time with her as well. In my appointment, they were teaching us different stretches to use, like for your back when you're pregnant. So like trying to suck in your stomach, not suck in your stomach, but trying to hold in your stomach, so that's just not kind of laying forward, because the more you let your stomach lay forward, the more pain you're gonna have in your back. So just like doing these different stretches to pull like pelvic in, so that it's like the muscles are working to hold it up. So I've been trying, and every time my back hurts, my husband's like, babe, you gotta do your stretches. So I've been trying to do them more often. The next color I'm gonna go in is Kris Crinkle. After I had Ruben, I feel like I had a lot of back pain, and I don't know if it's associated with the epidural, but I've always kind of had back pain since forever. I don't know why, but I feel like I've always had pretty bad back pain. But I had brought up that it was the epidural in my appointment, and they're like, I don't think it's epidural, but it could be like lingering back pains from your last pregnancy, or it could be because you're not stretching enough, or you know, a million other things. So I'm just gonna try to stretch more. And then they said also, big way to help you with the back pain is your partner rubbing your back. So I'm definitely doing that, because I need all the back rubs I can get. But I get really bad lower back pain, and I've been getting like cramping, almost like the cramping I got when I was like in labor. And I told my doctor and everything's fine, it's totally normal, but it hurts so bad. So it's been pretty painful. But other than that, other than everything being crazy, just kidding, it's been a good pregnancy. I would just say the morning sickness hit me harder than I thought it would hit me at all. Like, I didn't think the morning sickness was gonna hit me that crazy. I'm gonna try the Treat Your Elf, and then maybe go in with something darker. Oh, one thing my midwife told me is that like everything I'm feeling now is basically because like I've been pregnant once already, and she was like, oh, it gets worse with your next pregnancy. And I was like, great, because we want to get pregnant again. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's easier on me, but I just can't imagine. I don't know, pregnancy's tough. Like for me, pregnancy has been tough. Like both pregnancies have been tough, and I kind of didn't expect anything different, just because I just know there's very lucky few that pregnancy is like great for them, and like everything's just so wonderful. And yeah, I just didn't think it was gonna happen. Just like labor, I feel like you'll hear like 10 labor stories and only one will be a good labor story. They're like, oh, I went in and I was in labor for 5 hours or 4 hours and the baby was out and we were good. Like, no, I was in pre-labor for 24 hours. So it's basically I was dilated 3 centimeters and not anything above that. So that's pre-labor. And then after that I was in active labor. So after 3 centimeters for 8 hours. So I was in labor for a long ass time. And I was so close to getting a C-section. But I didn't, thank God. Because I just didn't want to get a C-section. I have a friend that got a C-section and I've known other people that got C-sections and I know the recovery is tougher and it's really scary for me, but mainly the recovery is a lot longer than vaginal delivery. The recovery is still not like wonderful. You're not like, okay, let's go, I'm ready. Like, no, you still have, you know, normal recovery, but it was crazy. I didn't go in with any kind of plan. But I am nervous this pregnancy to go into labor again because it's just scary and I get emotional and I like read all these stories and I follow this page on Snapchat that's like a mom page and it tells like different people's stories. They're like good stories, sad stories, like crazy stories, just about like people giving birth or there's like a mom that she had gave birth and like she died a couple hours later, and I just get scared of like dying during labor because that can happen. Obviously, like anything can happen. And this one podcast I was listening to, this lady had wrote in about her story, how she like kept having premonitions of her dying during her labor, and that scared me. I just feel like it's like a rite of passage and I just have to get through it, and everything's just keep positive thoughts and everything will be fine and you know, all that great stuff. But I'm almost at my halfway mark, which is really exciting because I just feel like the closer you get, you know, it's like, oh my gosh. I'm actually due 7-11, so everybody gets free Slurpees that day, which is exciting. I did want a summer baby just because I feel like it's easier to plan birthdays for summer babies. Venue-wise or just any kind of thing you want to do for summer is so much easier versus winter birthdays. Anyways, back to this pregnancy. I'm going to try Holiday Crush, but I'm not getting very much pickup from it, from even my fingers, so let's see how it works. Yeah, no, girl, we're not working. Do a little cut crease moment and see if this works better. Now I'll use one of the other ones. Half cut crease. Let's try this again. Maybe she'll stick better this time. Maybe I could try with my finger. It's like a little bit there, but not very much. It's kind of like a purpley shade. I'm like really digging in though, so this shade's a little funky. Okay, now I'm just gonna go back in with one of these shades I used before, just to try to make it not so harsh right here. And then I'm gonna go back in with I did the Dearest, so I'm gonna try that just to make that line blend in a little bit more. Okay, so back to this pregnancy. So I feel like one thing that has been happening to me with this pregnancy is I've been having really weird dreams, like hella weird dreams, and sometimes I even wake up in the middle of the, well, like already at like 6 in the morning, and I'm like, what the what the hell was I dreaming about? Like, why was I dreaming about this and that? Like, really weird stuff. Zombie apocalypses, like that I'm back in high school and I missed a whole class, and I've dreamt about this stuff before, but it just feels very vivid. Like, these dreams feel very, very vivid. I had a sad dream about my brother the other day that I even like woke up praying for him, and I was like on the verge of tears because my dream was like so sad. I was crying in my dream, and I texted him in the morning and told him that I loved him and God bless him, because it just freaked me out so much because of how vivid my dream was. And my dreams have been very intense, to say the least. Like, hella intense, and it's been tough for me. A lot of people would be scared. Just kidding.
Ooh, a lot of people will be scared here. A lot of people will be scared, and I'll name them.
I usually wake up from my dreams because they're so intense, and also because I have to use the bathroom so bad. That's one thing. Like, if you know me, I always use the bathroom all the time, but when I'm pregnant, like, I use the bathroom like crazy. Basically, I kind of live in the bathroom because if I need to go to a store, I will use the bathroom. Right before I need to leave, I'll use the bathroom. I'll get to the store, I'll have to use the bathroom. So the store will be maybe 20 minutes away, 15 minutes away. I'll have to use the bathroom by then because I take water with me, and I'll take maybe one sip, or maybe I won't even drink water, but I have to use the bathroom. I'll walk around the store and I'll have to use the bathroom before I leave the store, and it's literally so insane. And when you're going to the store with the 2-year-old, getting him in and out of the cart and taking him all these places, and then on top of that, like I said, getting him in and out of the cart to go use the bathroom, it's a lot. I just basically, all the colors I did on top, I did the same ones on bottom. I think I'm going to do the Secret Santa in the corner of my eyes. I'm going to try the lipstick soon, but I think I'm going to do my lashes. And then I have these lashes that are really dramatic. And I think I'm going to use the first one. I got them for Christmas from my husband's cousin. It was really sweet of her. I've tried these ones so far, I like them, so I think I'm going to go with those ones. And they're pretty dramatic, so the look your look might get covered a little bit, so I don't know if you want to go with dramatic lashes, but I've been living and dying for dramatic lashes. Okay, let me try the Kylie lipstick. Do you like this lipstick or no? Do you like this lipstick or no? No?
Not for Valentine's.
I think I'm going to go with more of like a pinky one. So this was like, I think this is a really cute nude to wear, but I think this pink will be cuter. Okay, now that I'm ready to fly away with my lashes, I ended up going with the Dusty Rose from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I just feel like this suited the look more. It was more of like a pinky look. And next I'm going to do my blush. I know that one thing that everybody loves to ask somebody that's pregnant is, at least I've been asked this like multiple times, both pregnancies, is what's my craving? And I don't know if I've had like crazy cravings, but like I said, I have had this kick for Subway. I've loved pickles. Last pregnancy, I loved pickles as well. And I'll drink the juice, everything. I also love this pregnancy, which I love all the time, but I especially love it when I'm pregnant. Chubbies. I love their chili cheese fries. I love to get, what me and my husband will get is their chili cheese fries with extra chili and a breakfast burrito with bacon, and we'll just share that, and me, him, and the baby will all eat it, which I mean Ruben, because Ruben loves it too. And yeah, that's like perfect. So if you ever want to bring me food, bring me that. My Subway order is a little different though. But my husband, he has it memorized now, and so he gets it. One time he got it wrong, and it was a day that I hadn't been able to eat all day, and I hadn't ate, and it was already like 6. It was a day after, it was a day after New Year's, so we went to my parents' house, and I just had to throw up, and I got out of the car and I was throwing up on the side of the street. You know how like you see in movies when people are fucked up, and somebody was driving by, and it was the day after New Year's Eve, so I'm like, oh yeah, he probably thinks like I'm just some drunk girl. And anyways, he got me Subway, and he got my order wrong, and I almost cried, but since we were at my parents' I didn't cry, but I was like so close to crying because I was so upset about it. So I did the highlighter from here, but I don't feel like it gave me much highlight. I just don't feel it.
Don't be shy, put some more. Put some more. Come on, don't be shy, put some more.
So let's stick to the family of Kylie right now. I have this other Kylie highlighter. It's the strawberry shortcake. So this is definitely, I feel like, very Valentine's vibes as well. I like to be beaming, and I like to fill my highlight, and I like it, you know, to be out there. So I like a little bit more highlighter. As you see, now I kept going with the highlight. So this is my Valentine's Day look. I hope you guys liked hearing about my pregnancy and all of my struggles and everything that's changed and how it's different from my last. If you have any questions, please comment below. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.
No, 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 no.